Game Paw.
Yeah. What is good, y'all? Thank you for pulling up and tapping in. I know it's been a while, but I'm back on the ARK. And I've never been on Valguero before, and in flying around, I found this place. I figured it had to be one of the most cliche build places. So, in honoring rites of passage, I did my first build here. And I lived here for quite some time also. I played this place pretty close. Oh, I got Sparkies. We're gonna get into the Sparkies. Definitely gonna get into the Sparkies. But yeah, this is the first build. This is storage. I always try to figure out interesting ways to do the visual storage, you know? Like how the storage would actually look, where you would place these things, and if you could, you know? So yeah, I've been here for quite some time, so I'm rich. I'm filthy, stinking, dirty ARK rich. I got all the resources, all of them. You know, you spend enough time here, you know, you're just gonna gather stuff and just make stuff. So this is the tour of the 4 properties that I got, each one leveling up on the previous one. So this side is the workshop side. That's the generator that powers it all, tucked away under the staircase. So on this side, we have our forges, fridges, grills, cookers, and other miscellaneous things like your fabricator and smithy. And over here, we got the grinder, the chemistry bench. Out here, we have our greenhouse. You know, get a little light going up in here. Close that door up so no ichthyes can fly in here, even though they could come in the window. Here's the bedroom. For some reason, I always put my library, my tinkering bench, and my vault all in the bedroom. And here is the rooftop access, because when I first built this place, I was doing Argentavis taming. And I'm still doing that because Sparkies aren't quite vanilla. So I wanted to have some actual, you know, tames, some vanilla grind out tames going. So I'm doing that as well. But the Sparkies, we're going to get into the Sparkies in the next episode because they're OP. What a great mod these Sparkies are. And they have their own leveling tier where you can level their abilities. Their defense, their mobility, and their offense. And they are one of the fastest ways to get across the map. So this trip from this base to this base took about a minute, not sped up. And that's insanely fast, if you ask me. So here we go. The next one, there it is. Rendered into view. Let's swing around and check out what it looks like. So this is the mountain top, and each part of it is on a different level. Let's check out the top. Connecting that roof was like a geometric puzzle, which I rather enjoyed. I kind of like the challenge of getting that roof connected seamlessly and getting everything connected seamlessly to create the aesthetic of the building. So this is where I have phyla taming going on. And yeah, so the thylas are going to be for the caves. I found a few caves, so we're going to do some caving in this series, because like I said, I've never been to Valguero before, ever, not even in Evolved. So we're gonna run through Valguero, and I figured everybody else is starting off with the with the grind, you know, grind from zero. Nah, I'm not going to start y'all off like that. We're going to start off rich, and we're just going to get things done in a major way. In a real way. I kind of like this place, you know, to be perfectly honest. But my issue with this place is the stairs. It takes too long to get down the stairs from the dino area. So to come down here and craft, it's crazy. I do like the greenhouse. And back here, I got like a little backyard, little overlook. I could have built more, but I kind of like it out here. Get a nice view. Yeah. I did spend quite a bit of time here. Like, this was lived in for real. Because I did the breeding and had all of that going on. I like the cathedral way that the storage is set up in there also. All right, let's check it out. Okay, we got some Sparky eggs. And we got some Thyla babies raising up. But we are going to head to the next location, which is over here in the cold area. I won't bore you with the trip, but I did spot this on the way there, and let's give it a quick check out. Not necessarily for a build spot, because it seems like another cliche area, you know? This would be great for online, for RP and all that good stuff. PvP. This would be dope for that. I mean, so would the previous spot that I built on. That would be amazing for that, because not too many things spawn there. And so far, nothing dangerous has spawned there. It's an island. It's centrally located in the middle of the map. It's really good. Okay, I'm not going to jump all the way down. We'll come back and explore some of these. We'll dedicate an episode to exploring some of these ruins and forts and build spots. If we come across any real noteworthy ones in our travel, we'll check them out. Oh, completely missed that one. Okay, let's get over them steps. Get back on Rusty. And head over here to the next one. So there's kind of a theme going on, but it's not consistent, I promise. But this is another mountaintop build. I wanted to build this one, which is in direct view of the other one that we just came from. So like you could look at, I mean, you can't see it rendered, but you could look at the plateau that it's sitting on top of. Oh, completely missed that ramp. All right, let's try again. You know what? Let's just walk. Let's just walk. Okay, let's get up in here. Now, I built this place, and as you can see, it really doesn't have any skins. Like, nothing really was skinned. The first one, I skinned the roof and a little bit frontier skins here and there, but this is almost completely unskinned except for the floor in the next room. But it's completely built. Over here, I decided to go with the ARK-itect terrariums. Up here, we've got our power generator that's powering everything. It could use a top off in a few, but ain't nothing going on over here. Like, I built it and I completely abandoned it when I first made it. I didn't light it. I didn't do anything because the sound here is crazy. And that's the problem with the first build. The first build is the water. The water drives me crazy. So my problem here is the wind. I fixed my ergonomics problem, which is to go up and down steps here with this design, but my goodness, the wind is crazy here, and it can get really annoying, and it gets really, really dark here at night. So not really the best location for living. You hear that? It gets really loud out here and cold. It's really cold. And here I'll show you under the mask for some of these things. Like I said, I'm rich, so we just got a bunch of air conditioners under the ground. So upstairs stays completely warm. And that was my plan when I first lived here. And like, it's all air conditioned on the other side under the ground. And even the main hall, where I park, even out here under the ground, like every other is staggered with air conditioners under the ground. So it doesn't get cold here, but that was too tedious and too much hard work. 1 out of 10, do not recommend.
This is a dangerous group.
So we come to this, kind of looks like a church fort. It's like a bang out maybe going on the other side of the wall. Let's run up in here real quick. Pull out the ratty, the Blakey. Ain't really much to this place. Let's get up out of here. Let's not get too distracted. Let's head to the final base on the tour. Fully skinned, completely decorated, and also still a work in progress. So this is the most lived in one out of all of them. I do have to put some ramps. You'll see some ramps in front of these doors when I get back in the next episode, when I show off the final level of Sparkies. And out here, there's always a bang out going on out here. So leveling the Sparkies off of those mammoths is elite. It's a great look. I like it out here, actually. I didn't have to place anything under the floors here because the weather isn't too bad, even though it seems like it's cold outside. It's not too bad up here. I gotta move some things around so the dinos can walk freely through here. But here in the center is where I've got the workshop. And again with the steps, but it feels far more ergonomic. It's just one flight up for the things that I usually use, and then 2 flights up for the bedroom, which I really don't use much. I guess just to unload my loot and stuff into the vault. And I love the skin for this table, you know, I've got it all hooked up. And it's like it's got a real screensaver. It's so satisfying to watch it hit the borders. One more. All right. So this is the final base. Oh wait, let's check out the... I wanted a rooftop access point, even though I don't have like a dedicated area for dinos to land. I might make one up here actually, but yeah. Look at that. Always a bang out going on out here. But there are so many mammoths out here that leveling up the Sparkies has been... Oh! Okay, I took a lot less damage than I thought I would. Okay.
This is a dangerous group. This is what we're dealing with.
I'm just scratching the surface.
But yeah, this is the new base. I call this one the Manor. The last one was the Observatory. I don't remember the name of the first two. But this one is going to be the one that we live out of for the foreseeable future. No problems with this one yet. So I have a herbivore side and I have a carnivore side. I might make a smaller annex for small dinos. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for pulling up and tapping in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Game Paw.
Hey, Papa.